Chilling tales for dark nights.
Want to make sure you never miss a Chilling Tales for Dark Nights video again? Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to turn on notifications.
Now look, I'm going to tell you this because, I trust you. And me and you, we've been rocking with each other for a minute now, so I feel like I could share this with you without, being judged or whatever. So, just keep this between me and you, man. I don't want everybody thinking I'm crazier than they already think I'm is or whatever. So look, I'm going to start off with the truth now. This thing, this right here, man, this thing right here, 100, man. Now look, I done told other folk this story, but I ain't never told the whole story. I might just tell a little piece of something, fit the situation or whatever, but I'm finna break this whole thing down to you, man. And I never really told nobody what happened the night before. I just told them, like, the big drama part, but I never told them the build up to it for real. So, that's where I'm gonna start, man. I'm gonna take it back to the beginning. Now, this was when I was in my early teen years. Now, I was just fed up with everything going on in my life, man. Now, you already know, I ain't really even got to break it down to you. Your teenage years is some of the worst years of your life, man. When you a boy, this is the time where you trying to be the toughest, you trying to be the coolest. So you see all these other boys cooler and tougher than you. So you want to prove you tough, you want to prove you cool. And then if you a girl, shoot, it's probably even worse if you a girl, because this when all the other girls starting to get cute, and this when all the girls starting to get fine. And if you feel like you ain't cute, or the boys ain't running up behind you, that mess with your head. So high school just a rough time, man. And if you really think about it, if you talk to a little kid can look you right in your eyes and talk to you. And all up until they get like, right around that middle school, the end of middle school, that's what they call it down here in the South, 6th through 8th grade, middle school. Right from middle school, right to that first couple of years of high school, kid cannot look you in the eye, man. It's hard for them to give good eye contact, man, because their confidence is so low. So that's the same junk I was going through. I was trying to be the coolest guy, trying to be the toughest guy, trying to be this and that, fit in, be Mr. Popular, get all the girls and stuff. So that junk really play with you when you ain't, keeping up with everybody else. And then on top of that, you got the upperclassmen. So when you get in there, you see the upperclassmen, they tall, they got their beards and stuff, they cut up. The girls, they all fine. They all, got their head did up all the time, looking like grown women and stuff. So when you sitting there seeing all that, and you seeing, and they got little, some of them had jobs. They got their little jobs and everything. Some of them got cars. So you looking at them, and you sitting there like, dang. So I think that kind of mess with you too. Seeing them and them being the standard for what cool is or whatever. And now me not knowing at the time that everybody went through this or was going through this, it really messed with me. It really ate me up inside, man. So I carried that around with me all my teenage years, man. So, or at least in my early teenage years. Now, I wanted so bad to have a life where I could be on my own, man, and pursue, all my goals and follow all my dreams, man, because I felt like life was holding me back, and then I felt like I was weak for letting life hold me back. So I'm just constantly kicking my own butt every day, man. And because I knew I was too young to go out and run away and go out on my own, man. I'm just finna make even more problems, because now you're gonna have the police looking for me, and my family gonna be worried. So I'm basically on the run. I ain't got no job. Shoot, I ain't even had no ID at the time, so I couldn't get no job. I ain't even have a dang ID. Didn't know what my social was. Shoot, I didn't even know social security number existed until I was like 18. So, that wouldn't have worked, man. It would have only made everything worse, man. So I put my faith in fairy tales, man. I put my faith in sci-fi horror movies and straight up horror movies, and I put all my thinking and thoughts and time into that kind of stuff to take me away from my reality. You know what? Ain't it crazy that when you going through bad and you going through this dark times and stuff in your life, that you go and watch and listen to stuff that's even darker than what you going through? I guess that's how you cope with it. I guess you go listen to something even worse than your situation to make you feel like, okay, at least somebody going through something worse than me, or at least mine ain't bad as it could be. So that's why I always did it, man. I'd be sitting there thinking, oh, woe is me, and I'll go look at something or listen to something or whatever, and I'd be like, dang, that's real jacked up. So I feel like, dang, mine ain't that bad. Shoot, at least I ain't that guy, So, one night, I want to try something a little different, though. You got tired of doing the same little thing, listening and watching the same stuff. So I looked up some spells, just acting stupid, man. Vampire stuff and werewolves, witches, and ghostesses and stuff. Just anything, man. And I wanted to see if, any of them, like myths or legends or whatever you want to call it, could become my reality. And I wasn't worried about no consequences, man. I ain't get this far in life worrying about consequences. You do what you do, and you take your whooping later, and take your whooping like a man, son. That's it, man. That's all I can say. Now, I looked through everything, man. You know how you get on that dark side of YouTube, where you just be watching something, then something come up in the recommendeds, and next thing you know, you looking at some stuff so dark that you got to delete your browser history because you don't even want nobody to know you was even looking at something that crazy. So, I was on that real dark side, man. And I kept looking because I saw a lot of stuff that required blood. And, I ain't finna cut myself now. I ain't getting none of my blood, man. I bleed that sweet Kool-Aid, man. You ain't getting my blood easy, man. And I saw a bunch of materials and stuff that you would need, and I ain't had no money. Like I said, I was young. I ain't had no money, especially no money to go spend on some stuff like that. And if I did have any money, that junk was going on some shoes or something, man. I had to get me some Jordans. Back then we wore Air Forces, and that's all you could wear. It was Jordans and Air Forces, and in the wintertime, Timberlands, and that's it. You can't wear nothing else, man. Them three right there. You go outside that, you risk getting talked about so bad that you ain't never coming back to school until you get some new shoes. And folk always talking about folk in the street for wearing or spending their money on shoes and all that stuff. Yeah, whatever. But the real reason you do that, in school at least when you're young, is because if you come your butt up in a school in the hood and you got something on your feet that ain't one of them shoes I just named, you gonna get talked about so bad that you ain't gonna want to come back the next day. You will call your mama and say you sick so you can get an early dismissal, boy. Let me tell y'all something, man. Oh, man, I messed around and had some lugs. Y'all don't know about them lug boots. I had some lugs, thought I was cool, right? and the girls used to wear K-Swiss. But then they came out with this little Chicago dance footwork song, and we were like, ooh, look at that. That got on K-Swiss. After that, if you wore K-Swiss, boy, you get talked about so bad at school, after school, on the way home. People will stop their car to talk about you, man. So that's every story got two sides, man. So be slow to judge, man, because you don't know the whole story. But anyway, so I came across this spell, and I ain't want my family to find out, so I found something that I ain't have to get no props for. I didn't have to do a whole lot for. I just had to, do this spell or ritual or whatever you call. And it was written in Latin and translated in English. And the only rule was when I was supposed to chant the words. I had to do it. I had to chant when the moon was high. So I guess like at a certain point at night or whatever, it said the moon get to the highest point or whatever. So that's when I did it, man. Now, all I did was laid in my bed and just quietly kept chanting. Now, after falling asleep for a while, I woke up again for some reason. And me, I never wake up in the middle of the night, man. Once I lay it down, I'm down for the count, man. Once I lay it down, it's over with. But something woke me up, though. So, I pop up real quick, man. And, my eyes open, but I couldn't really, move, though, man. Now, I would never, ever forget what I seen that night, man. I saw 3 dark figures, man. 3 shadow guys, man. Shadow people, man. And they standing next to the bed. There's 2 on the left and there's 1 on the right. So I'm boxed in, man. And the last one was standing, the one on the right, it was like you standing right there with the wall, and the other 2 was standing, it wasn't no wall right there, but they standing there. So it's like it was nowhere I could go. And they kind of leaning over, looking at me. Now I'm looking at their faces, but they ain't had no face. Like they had an area where the face was supposed to be, but it wasn't no, distinguishable marks on their face, man. No, I couldn't say hey, they had a big nose or wide nose, or they had some big lips, or none of that, man. Just smooth darkness on their face, man. Now I could feel the fear just swelling up in me, man. Now, I done been through some things, man. I have been jumped on. Man, I done got jumped on so many times. I got jumped on. I think the first time I got jumped on was 3rd grade or 2nd grade. It was either 2nd or 3rd. And I got jumped on, man, in the middle of the field. Wasn't nobody there but my friend and his granddaddy. And I looked up and all I could see was my friend in the car pointing while his granddaddy was pulling off. I think his granddaddy had an old Cadillac or something. And that's all I remember, man. And I just remember getting my butt whooped in that field. I don't even know why, man. Just getting whooped, man. So I done got jumped. I done felt some fear. That's just one of the small stories, man. I done got jumped on by 30 people before, man. So I done took some whoopings, man. But ain't no fear from none of that street stuff like the fear I felt that night seeing them things in my room, man. Them dang demon guys in my room was worse than anything else I done ever been through, man. Straight up. Now, my heart was just like my heart just going crazy up in my chest, boy. My heart beating like a trap beat, man. Like my heart going off in my chest. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking like, I'm so scared, I'm thinking like a kid, man. A grown-up would think, okay, I gotta either fight these things, or I gotta run, or I gotta scream for help, or I at least gotta go turn the TV or the lights on and just sleep with the TV on tonight, something. But all I could think was, I'm just gonna cover my head up. So I covered my head, man, and closed my eyes, and I just sitting there, just hoping that they would be gone, man. And then I felt my bed move though. My bed moved like somebody was walking on it. You know how when somebody be on your bed and like you sink in to where they standing at, and then when they get off you kind of roll back to the normal position? I felt that junk happen, man. So I really said, this is it. I'm finna die tonight, man. I'm just sitting there thinking like, man, this is how I'm gonna go out. Boy, I'm gonna go out in my bed by 3 demon ghosts, guys, that I can't even really see. I can't even, and even if they don't kill me and they just beat me up real bad, I can't even get no description because they ain't even got no face. So this how I'm finna go out just like that, man. Hey, that's some sorry stuff. How you, what they gonna even put on my obituary? Hey. And I stayed like that in that little fetal position, like, you know, like I was just like a kid, man. Like a kid just had to think it's a monster under my bed, man. Now the next morning I woke up, popped up real quick, like, you know how you wake up like that? Like how, you know, on them dreams when you be falling and finna die and you wake up right before you hit the ground or something? It was like that, man. And it was daytime and everything was looking good, man. Birds chirping and everything. You know, just a normal, regular, everyday day. And I let out this big old sigh of relief. One of those. I let one of them out, man. And I knew the rest of my family was still asleep. And cause you know, when they wake up, man, when my little brother and them wake up and my sister and them, when they get up, they get it going early, boy. So, and I know mama being there screaming at them and trying to get them to calm down and all that. So I knew, you know, I knew I was the only one woke. So I just laid there in the bed for a minute, just trying to, you know, remember everything that happened and figure out, was it a dream or did that junk happen for real, man? Now, you know, after a while, I just started reasoning with myself how it was, you know, like it couldn't have been real. You know, it couldn't have been real. It gotta be like a, so, you know, I really don't know, homie. Maybe my mind playing tricks on me. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, you know, I was just like, man, ain't no way I imagined all that. So, you know, I get up and I get my day started. And, you know, I done kind of got over it now. And, you know, you always feel better in the daytime. You know, daytime just make you feel brave. And plus everybody in the house starting to get up. So, you know, I felt brave now. So I just go on like normal or whatever. So we sitting there at breakfast. And I told my parents about what I had seen, the figures, right? I really ain't want to, because I ain't want them to think that I was smoking something, man. And, you know, because, you know, my daddy, he be quick. Oh, son, you better not be smoking no stuff that must kill your brain. So, you know, I already know my daddy be on some lame stuff. So I ain't want to, you know, I ain't want to say too much, but I just couldn't help it, man. So, you know, I told him a little bit about what happened with me seeing the figures, man. So, of course, here come mama. Now, look, y'all. If you, I believe this is a Mississippi thing, man. If you got family from Mississippi, you know, you'll know what I'm talking about. All my mama said is, oh, you must have got rolled by the witch. Now, for y'all that don't know, they call it sleep paralysis, but you know, back in the country, they ain't had no name for stuff. They just, anything they couldn't understand, they just blamed it on ghosts, man. So they call it being rolled by the witch when you, in the middle of the night, when you be half sleep, half woke, and you can't move. The only thing you can move is your eyes. You know, they call it being rolled by the witch. And the only way to get out of it was to say Jesus' name 3 times, man. So, you know, to this day, I still be doing it. Every time I get rolled, even though I know it ain't a real witch riding me, you just always get scared because it hit you out of nowhere, you know. So, you know, she said, oh, you just got rolled by the witch, boy. Go on somewhere. You already know. It ain't none of that. Y'all be up watching too many scary movies. So I instantly regretted saying anything to her and Pops about it. And then we had a little dog, and she was talking about it must have been a dog was in the bed or something, but I keep my door shut, so ain't no way the dog came in my room, man. I don't want that stinking dog all up in my bed and stuff. And plus, we got one of them little dogs, so, it ain't like we got no big old German Shepherd, man. Whatever was in that bed was big. That was a big joker, man. That wasn't no little small little thing like we got. So then, it finally hit me. It was the spell. I forgot that I did the whole little spell Sarah Chan ritual thing. I ain't even thought about that. I think I messed with something that I shouldn't have messed with. I think it was, I was probably the one who summoned them. And even more important than that, did I unleash them into the world? Because in every horror movie, it's always a demon want to get into the world through a girl or something. So, did I just unleash these demon guys into the world? So after that, man, I said that's it. I would never mess with another spell. Y'all know that movie Hocus Pocus that come on Disney Channel on every Halloween time? I won't even watch Hocus Pocus no more. Anything got to do with witches and spells, or I don't mess with it, man. And luckily, I ain't experienced nothing like that since then, man. But every now and then, I feel something pulling me back to that spell. Something that make me want to go back to that darkness. And I hope that this cat's curiosity won't get me killed, man, because I done already used up about 6 or 7 of my 9 lives.
Chilling tales for dark nights.